All right, it's 7:05, so we can go ahead and get started. Yes, I will share my screen and I'll start us off with an opening prayer. So please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parents, Jesus and Jin Hyojin, tell me all of our good ancestors in the spirit world. Good evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is for everyone around the world. We thank you so much for allowing us to come together today, once again this month, to do Ocean Providence Connect. Today we're going to be hearing from New Jersey Ocean Tribe about the Peace King Cup, and I really pray that um, whether it be for those of us on Zoom, YouTube, or Facebook, or people who watch the recording later, I pray that today's presentation can inspire people um, about Ocean Providence and also the activities going on, and also help everybody around the world who's working on Ocean Providence or wants to learn about Ocean Providence. I hope that it helps motivate them to keep moving forward with that. And yeah, we pray that every meeting that we have can be used as a condition for the furthering of your providence, but also for True Mother and her safety and her health, on her recovery, and the situations that are going on in South Korea and Japan. And I really pray that you can be with us throughout this entire call, you and Father, and also True Mother. And yeah, we thank you so much. We love you. I pray this in my name, Juchong, a third generation member. Blessed enter family, Aten, Holy Mother, Han, Amen, Aju. Okay, so we have a smaller crowd on Zoom today. Hello.
Looks like
Um,
Captain Manny disconnected.
yeah, that's okay. For Are there people on YouTube and Facebook right now? Maybe.
Yeah, on
Anyway,
YouTube there are some.
okay,
Yeah.
cool. So for those of you guys on YouTube, thank you for joining. Today we're doing Ocean Providence Connect, and it's basically a monthly call that we host where we invite someone from some kind of ocean tribe around the world to basically give a report on Ocean Providence activities that they're doing. So we have this monthly, um, and yeah, so today, oh, but before we actually go into the speaker, I'm going to give a short introduction to Ocean Providence for anybody who might be new, or who might not know too much about what Ocean Providence is. So this is just a short intro. So what exactly is Ocean Providence and why is it the key to world peace and unification? Well, before we talk about what Ocean Providence is, do you guys know how much time True Parents actually spent on Ocean Providence? We actually have a lot of proof, right? Through photos and videos. And just showing you some photos, these aren't even like all the photos that we have, right? This is only a few out of the many that we have, but really you see how much True Parents went out fishing, went out on the boat, went out on the water, and also the amount of, things that True Parents had involved themselves in with regards to the marine industry, right? True Father even developed his own tuna fishing method and taught it to members at Ocean Challenge. So this is one of the big things, right? This is kind of shows how involved True Father was with fishing and how it wasn't just it wasn't really just like a hobby or anything. It was something he was very serious about. He even, he with a bunch of other members, right? They designed and built boats and designed their own boats, the Good Go and the One Hope. And so they were making so many boats, and at some point they were making hundreds of them, right? Yeah, you can see the boat factory and all these boats they were making. And they were trying to go into, larger boats and transportation industry. They even went into things like fish processing, fish food, seafood, like sushi. Anyway, you can see, right, that ocean providence was a huge part of True Parents' endeavors around the world. And it's very clearly something important. So, what is ocean providence? Well, to understand it, we need to understand what the goals are for it. Well, since Ocean Providence is something that your parents started, that means that the goal of Ocean Providence must also be the goal of the Family Federation. So, what is the goal of Family Federation? Well, it's the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification, right? That's our movement's name. And so the goals are world peace, things like solving poverty, hunger, and solution to wars, or unification, like the unification of religions, culmination of materialism and atheism, and all humanity accepting true parents. Right. So this is basically kind of the ideal world of mutual prosperity, interdependence and universally shared values, that kind of thing. And to achieve these goals, true parents had to have had a substantial plan to actually accomplish it, right? Because these are huge, huge things, right, to actually accomplish. So what exactly is the plan? Well, True Father says that explains in his autobiography, I want to tear down the walls between religions and between races and fill in the gap between the rich and the poor. Once that is done, we can reestablish the world of peace that God created in the beginning. I am talking about a world where no one goes hungry and no one sheds tears. And so we can understand from this quote, right? He clearly says to reestablish this world of peace, to achieve this goal of peace and unification, we have to tear down the walls between religions, which is the unity of religions, tear down the wall between races, the unity of all people, and fill in the gap between the rich and the poor, which is the resolution of poverty, inequality, and hunger. And this brings up the point that our movement is not just a spiritual movement, right? True Father says, I'm the founder of this gigantic spiritual movement, but I am also laying the foundation to solve future physical problems of the world. Since I'm so enthusiastic and have so many plans about the ocean, anyone who comes to the Unification Church cannot help but pay attention to the ocean. So he's essentially saying, right, our providence is not just spiritual, it's also physical. And so we can understand that the ocean providence was essentially this heavenly plan to solve the physical problems of the world. And as the true parent, right, True Father says, why am I doing all this? It is because as the true parent, I want to take responsibility for those suffering from hunger. My heart is not to give up on anyone in the world. They are all our brothers and sisters. We are the true parents who came to the earth to save all humanity. All people are our children. How can we not be concerned about those who are starving to death? The reason I am engaged in ocean enterprises is that through them we can save those people. So through the ocean, he wanted to save people. And your mother also says that humanity's future is found in the sea. She says, even during our busy schedules, we would find ways to visit a river or the sea. We didn't go solely to admire the scenic beauty or enjoy a leisurely fishing trip. We rode rough waves to tell the people of the world that humanity's future is found in the sea. And so through, just looking at True Parents' life and also our movement's name, and understanding the goals of our movement, we can understand that Ocean Providence was essentially True Parents' plan to solve the world's poverty and hunger problems, which were key problems in order to achieve world peace and unification. So that is kind of a very short explanation of what ocean provenance is. So I hope that gives a good basic understanding of it. Later on, we are going to have a Q&A for ocean provenance. So if you guys had more questions about it, you can uh, take note of that. Anyway, we will go into today's presentation. So today we are going to be inviting the Ocean Tribe Northeast New Jersey Ocean Tribe Coordinator, Minobu Sato-ju, my wonderful mother, to give a report on Peace King Cup. And we will be having a Q&A for her as well at the end, so keep that in mind during the presentation. All right, I'll like to invite her up.
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you so much. Okay, let me share my screen. I see we have a core staff here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be a kind of a quick report on what the New Jersey Ocean Tribe did this year for our annual May tournament called the Peace King Cup. So this is kind of an annual thing that this is a kind of a tradition that was established by true parents back in from 2000, I think, year 2000. Originally, it was a yearly commemoration of True Parents' Holy Wedding, and we do that every year in commemoration of True Parents' Holy Wedding, and to invite the local members, community, and their guests and friends and family to kind of come and experience like fishing, on the Hudson River, which is, arguably the most fished place by our True Parents, Hudson River. So, yeah, a quick intro. And also this is kind of like when it comes to tournaments, this is a motto we set up a couple years back. And it's let us inherit the legacy of our true parents in the ocean industry in America in order to create a grand foundation to solve the hunger issue of the world. So since you just heard Chung's like 5-minute intro to Ocean Providence, I think you kind of like low-key understand like, okay, oh, I see that's what they're saying, so it's just a fishing tournament, it could be a good, fun time fishing, possibly catching a huge, cool, beautiful, striped bass, go out with a family, friend, and, or like not catch anything and have a bad time, even that could happen, right? A lot of people actually, striped bass is pretty hard to catch from what I see. So, but we do have like this motto, right? Whatever we do, we want to be part of that plan, right? So, before we go into kind of like, what the tournament is and why we do this and things like that, I want to start with a quote from True Father. So, Father Moon. Um, this is a particular quote about the Hudson spirit. So, Father Moon basically set up these ocean-going spirits, quote unquote. So Hudson spirit is one of them, and there's Alaska spirit, and then there's Pantanal spirit, things like that, right? So in each place, they would go fishing a lot, right? And then establish these ocean-going tradition or spirit. So for us, Hudson, right, in New York, New Jersey area, it's something like to continue under difficult situation. So that's kind of the spirit that we want to inherit. So I can relate to that, right? A lot of people go out fishing here, and then sometimes you don't catch anything, or it's super hot, super cold, rainy or windy, things like that. So True Father says we need guts. We must stand tall and say, no matter how fierce the wind blows, no matter how much the storm comes, I will stand here and never stop. People tend to think about going out fishing on a boat when the weather is clear and they feel good. That is what ordinary people do. But in order to become a special person, you need to fish amid sudden downpours and lightning storms. Okay, so that's what Father Moon said in regards to a spirit to be able to continue even under difficult situation. So that's kind of the Hudson spirit, right? Like here in New Jersey, New York area, when we fish, we want to uh, have that kind of spirit. And then there's also another quote from Mother Moon, True Mother. So she says, if young people want to think big, they should go out to sea. It's easy to follow a set path on land, but not at sea. In just a few hours, a sea that had been like a calm lake can turn into a roller coaster ride in ferocious waves. So you can see your mother has gone out in these situations, and she's speaking from experience, right? And young people who train themselves on top of these waves can achieve great dreams. So that's what she said. So basically, before we go into like what we did for the tournament and stuff, I want to incorporate some aspects of like how the Ocean Tribe Northeast, or NJOT, we call ourselves NJOT, New Jersey Ocean Tribe, we run some of these programs. So in particular to tournaments, because there's a lot of cost to running a tournament, right? Of course, we have our boats, gas, and we have to rent the slips, and things like that, right? So, okay, what do we do, right? In the beginning, of course, whenever we plan any kind of program, we try to, uh, you know, have these three pillars that we revolve around. So whatever we try to plan should revolve around these things. Um, so the first one is internal education and practical training. So this is kind of the part where we are at right now. So whatever we do right now, like we do every Sunday, we do the Hundoke deep dive or something like that, right? That's internal education. And practical training includes fishing training and ocean challenges and even tournaments, right? So that we are doing, right? And then number two is social contribution and outreach, because Ocean Providence is a external providence that is that part of the puzzle for our movement, right? So we do need to move into this type of area. NJOT is not quite there yet, but we always have this in mind, right, as a future goal or near future goal. Economic sustainability and growth is, of course, that should make sense to anyone. Yeah, we as an organization or a group or a program, we should always be sustainable whenever we do these things, right? So, when we are planning a program, make sure it's part of this, and then we start to create a detailed timeline and budget plan. So for tournaments, we do that, right? And then, okay, so this kind of tournament, it costs, some funds and things like that. So we usually ask for sponsorship to subsidize for some of the, costs for running these events. So we, approach like Ocean Providence related businesses for sponsorship. And then we create the captain deck and schedules and advertise, reserve the docks and start the registration process for the local community members and things like that. And then we also have to, don't forget, award ceremony, right, at the end. So we need the venue, program, trophies, prize, food, etc. So those things are planned. Okay, just a second. Okay, and then after all that's done, right? Oh, fishing was so exciting and we got the winner and then we gave the trophies away and had the award ceremony and things like that. And then we create a report. So these are sent to the sponsors, or we keep this as a resource for future. And then we do a meeting with feedback from the captains and things like that, right? So, and it's a good record keeping as well. So this is kind of the flow of a typical tournament or program we do. Um, I don't know why it's not going. Let's see. No, 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 no. Okay, so and then for those of you who are not familiar with what NJOT does, this is kind of like our overall schedule timeline throughout the year. So from December to March, we do like February is a program called Winternship that we teach like mechanics and welding and things like that. Oh, here. And boating, carpentry. And then March to April, we do youth programs with the local youth groups. This year we had a lot of participation, which was good. We also, so we, did a program with New York youth group, New Jersey youth group, and then even Connecticut youth group joined. So it was very successful. I think it was good. And May, this is the Peace King tournament. So May is our annual spring tournament. And then right now is June, so we kind of like try to do some local Ocean Providence related programs, deckhand training. Yesterday we had like a boating, canoeing, barbecue movie type of event that, invited a couple young people, And then this year we are also trying to uh, you know, develop a workshop or a mini ocean challenge type of thing. So this, what we last year we did the main ocean challenge, and then of course and then in October we have our second tournament called the Peace Queen Cup tournament. So that's gonna come up as well, and then we end the season with Ocean Festival, and the Peace Queen Cup award ceremony also happens here, and then so this is our like general flow. Okay, so let's go into Peace King Cup stats from this year. The tournament period is 10 days, so it ran for 10 days. So people go usually generally 1 day fishing, but sometimes people, sign up to go twice or 3 times, right? Depends on the person. Date was this. We had 84 overall participants this year. And then among those people, 52 people were like youth or young adults. Okay, just a second. Okay, and then we had some community members brought guests. So the total number of guests were 5 people. And then this first place was 44 inches and the prize was 1,500. Second place was 41.25 thousand. And third place was 40.25 and 500. So those were the prizes and the tournament result. So you might notice these are all 40, very big. So this year, the top 3 winners all caught a 40 plus inch fish, which I've been doing the coordinator in NJOT at NJOT for a couple years, 4 or 5 years, probably. Um, but yeah, in my memory, I don't think we've ever had like a all top three, you know, top 3 places, all 40-inch plus. That is hasn't happened while I was here. So I think that was very exciting. Um, is it still lagged, Chongye? I'm sorry to ask a question suddenly.
Um, it was. Right now, it
It
just
was?
shows this year the top three winners. Is that correct?
Okay. Yeah, that is the correct one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so and the weather was actually it was just a 10-day period, but some days were so hot. And then some days were like super cold. So it was very interesting in that way as well. Like some days were like so windy and rainy, and then 50 degrees is pretty cold. In the on the water, right? So yeah, anyway, and then some days were like 90 plus Fahrenheit, which is very, very hot. But yeah, so it was like a kind of a, interesting 10-day period. So this is the first place winner. Mr. Master Nitro. He's a Tongilmudo master, so we call him Master Nitro. He's been coming every year, almost. I remember him, participating every year in the tournaments. And I talk to many people who come every year. Many people, not many people, but some people talk to me and say, I've never caught a striper, or like I never caught a big one ever, or or people come and then catch some other fish, right? Like a bluefish or something like that. And he has told me before that, I caught a bluefish, but I didn't catch a striper this year, But this year from way before the tournament, when we were still planning it, he said, I'm actually inviting my whole like group of friends, and then we're gonna like it's gonna be 5 of us, and it's gonna be on one boat. He was like getting excited planning this, right? And one of his friends that he invited like a couple years back also won number one before. So, and then all of his friends came. And then Yeah, and then ended up he caught this 44-inch monster. And then that day, so many fish were getting caught this by this one boat. And then my daughter Chonjin was actually she was deckhanding, and then she was sending in pictures to the Ocean Tribe chat. And then she was like, "You're not ready for this." And then sent in this picture. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." Like maybe he finally won. Because this was the pretty, it's like before the midway point of the 10-day period. So I thought, but 44 inches is usually a winner, right? So I was like, wow, he actually did it. So that's what I thought at the time. And then second place was 41.25 inches. This is Joseph. This is also an interesting winner because he came using this free ticket, right? We gave out through our youth program in April. So he came for free and then he, ran away with the second place, right? So that's amazing. He's tall guy, so it doesn't look that big, but that fish is very big. And then Shogo, actually, he was our first place winner last year. And then he snagged the third place this year again. So I thought that was very amazing. He was also, he went, I remember him going out every year too, before, not every, but like, I remember him going out a couple years, in a row. And then last year he finally won, and I was like, he did it. And this year he did it again. So I was very impressed. And then these are some fishing photos from all these other people. Yeah. So this fish sometimes come up, and this is the scenic area, the New York. You can see the Statue of Liberty. This is kind of the area that they go out fishing. I'm sorry. Yeah, and then some young people come. He comes every year. So I'm waiting for him to win too one day. Um, yeah, this is the three-girl crew that come every year too. They've won too. Yeah, and then Eric and oh yeah, and Reverend Kikuchi, and she has they actually come every time too, I think, right? Yeah. Anyway, I always think striped bass is very beautiful and also surprisingly big and very t tasty too, right? So, this is like the slideshow that we created, but I think all the pictures, well, many of the pictures were shown, and I think we posted this on Facebook. So if you're interested, go to our Facebook later and you can watch this slideshow. Okay. And then also this one is Master Nitro, Mr. Nitro, who won the first place. He couldn't actually come to the award ceremony this year. And then I was like, okay, can you send us like a video testimony? And then I said around like 3 to 5 minutes would be good. And then he sent me like a 8 or 9 minute video. So I was like, he sent me like an 8 or 9 minute video. But then it ended up like very inspiring, really great testimony. And I don't think I've posted this on the Facebook, but I don't think we have time to play it now. So I might post it later. I'll ask for his uh, permission maybe. But yeah, so this is another video. And so this is kind of like how it looks when we do our award ceremony. We have like a all you can eat sushi thing going on too. So if you missed it this year, even if you didn't go fishing, you can come to the award ceremony if you didn't know. So yeah, and then so award ceremony is usually done like the next weekend after the 10-day period is over. And some of the highlights were, the vision is like is basically not just we give the awards, right? We don't just give the awards, but we kind of like honor the, heritage of like true parents, like ocean going legacy tradition. And then we, briefly talk about the vision of Ocean Providence, things like that. Around 65 people were there this year, including like staff and also Tongilmudo performers that we invited this year. And the fish, we ask the Ocean Providence LLC, that's the company, the fish distribution company, um, that sponsor us also for the event. We ask for their like a fresh fish donation. So that's how we can do these big sushi buffet. And we did it at Clifton Family Church, the community church, our local church, at the Fellowship Hall. And then we generally invite a person from the Ocean Providence LLC because they're a local business, Ocean Providence, providential business. So they come and then talk for 5 minutes about like, they give a presentation on like what they do and then what kind of business it is and what vision they have, things like that. So that's so he is a, youth, that works there, youngish person, second gen, works there. That gave a very good presentation for us. And then this year we actually invited the Tongilmudo martial arts team. So Tongilmudo is also like a martial arts that was developed through True Parents' direction, that incorporates like different types of techniques, like from Taekwondo, and then I forgot the other ones, but like they go on the ground and then they do like almost like a wrestling type of thing too. So it's like a very mixed martial arts type of thing. So they did a demonstration. And Ocean Providence and martial arts, I think, is in the same vein because, it is a vehicle to spiritually and physically train youth, right? So, yeah, we always try to invite Tongilmudo people and then, show their physical prowess. Yeah, martial arts provides essential internal and external education, working in tandem with ocean training to cultivate leaders of the world, leaders for world peace. So that's kind of the vision there. And then these are some pictures from the award ceremony. That was our trophies for this year. Okay. And then this also is a video that we showed at the award ceremony this year. And this one was we will post this later at Facebook too. But this is like a little short, like 5 minute introduction to like ocean training in the vision of our True Parents words. So, we show a lot of like True Parents quotes and then, why we do the ocean training. I will show a video today, but not this one either again. But it will be all posted to Facebook. So if you're interested, you can also see this on the Facebook. Okay. Okay, so basically this was like the first year in many years that all four of the 28-foot boats that we keep, the working boats, right? We have more boats that don't work, but we have 5 boats that generally work. And then all four of our 20-foot boats were in stable and good working condition, which is like a big deal for me because every year the most uh stressful thing is the boats, it might break down or it might not break down, or like I get a phone call saying the boat stopped working in the middle of fishing or something like that, right? So yeah, thanks to our captains and mechanics staff, we've been maintaining those boats amazingly. They are not new boats, they are pretty old boats. And so I'm always amazed by like our NJOT staff, their ability to like keep them maintained and repair like what needs to be repaired. It's like I think it's very amazing that we have these staff. So I always want to thank them. Yeah, in running these programs, right, with boats, I think it's very essential that the crew, the staff can take care of the boats. Otherwise, it won't go long. The boat will be abandoned. because nobody can take care of it, and maybe you don't have the funds to keep the, the bring the boats to a repair shop or something like that. So, training a mechanic or, a person who, who learn about the maintenance, I think is a really almost like the most important thing if you want to run boating programs. So yeah. So we are very lucky in that regard. And then how we run, how we run the tournament within those 10-day period is that I send out daily email updates to all the participants because they sign up with their like phone number or email, right? So I send them like a quick update every single day. Uh, you know, Today the current standing is this inches and this many inches, so the next group of people who go the next day know what number to beat, right? And also the people who already went know like, oh, what, who's winning, or oh my gosh, somebody passed my, you know, 39-inch fish, something like that, right? And then, we post the pictures every single day on Facebook and things like that. So keep the excitement going, right? Um, and then this kind of event like launches our local fishing season for the year. And then, the hope is that after this tournament, we kind of open up the fishing opportunities or cruising opportunities to the local communities. And then, you know, I talk to like other social impact groups like UPF or ACLC, or or family groups like that. Oh, would you like to go to have like a cruising trip or something like that? So basically May is the start of all that, and then right now we're in June. So I have to work hard to set up those opportunities for all these other community members and stuff like that. Okay, so expanding horizons, this is like, what we are wanting to accomplish, right, in the coming years. Okay, so number one is reaching new participants and focus groups to attend the tournament. So I was talking to Pastor Barbara, for example, right? Next year, we want to work with maybe ACLC to invite like pastors and their congregation or something, right? And so it will like expand the target audience, but at the same time, maybe the award ceremony participation as well. And that's kind of the vehicle where we can really speak about True Parents' legacy on the ocean and what their vision was, things like that, right? So it will give us more of a platform to introduce True Parents from the Ocean Providence perspective, which is, I think, is an interesting perspective to view True Parents from. I think it's a fresh, new perspective that not many people have heard about outside of our, immediate surrounding people. I think, everybody who we know have heard about Ocean Providence by now, right? Because we always talking about it. But yeah, so expanding this kind of expanding the audience naturally is our next goal, hope, right? And then also, one thing we need to do is training new captains and deckhands that can run more boats, or yeah, more deckhands to start with. So we, this summer, I'm hoping to train a couple more youth that can deckhand on our events. Also, and right now, last year we did a main, actually Uncle Greg Odlin has been running Main Ocean Challenge every year. And then NJOT like heavily supported the endeavor last year, and then we went there and then we staffed and brought one of our boats there and did the Ocean Challenge. And this year we are also, planning possibly to do some kind of East Coast Ocean Challenge. This is always been like a hope from many people too. Right now, the most notable ocean challenge is done in Kodiak. And the environment there is amazing, and the fish is amazing. Fishing is amazing. The view is amazing. You can naturally connect to nature and God and your parents. Um, you know, and the East Coast is also like in a different way an amazing place to run a ocean challenge because of so much things that happen here in terms of ocean providence and centered on your parents, right? So yeah, we are always planning, trying to do some kind of or people have been talking to me about, is there East Coast Ocean Challenge, right? So this year also we are possibly planning to do that. It's gonna be most likely in August. This is usually the month that we do. So, okay, so this one I will show. I think it's very short too. But this one is introduction to besides from the tournament, what we did this year. So like it heavily focuses on the youth program aspect of our local ocean tribe. So let's
Go to port. Oh. What do you guys think it is? Rolling with the bamboo. Remember he
Okay, so basically that's the youth program that we do. It kind of shows like generally what we do every year. During the months of like February, March, April, around that time. Um, yeah. And then for Peace King Cup specifically, and many other programs, whenever we ask for sponsors, these three companies, Ocean Peace, thank you so much, because they are the big donors for our programs, and of course Ocean Providence, and One More Marine lets us use one of their boats, Chonshim-ho, which is a blue hull boat that we use for many of our programs, which is a boat that actually Father Moon has rowed many times. So yeah, thank you so much to these sponsors as always. And then I want to kind of finish up by some quotes again, because we started with quotes. Okay, so I think this is Father Moon's quote. Okay. Actually, God is looking for a group of people who are organized and committed to meeting that challenge of the ocean. If such a committed group of ocean-loving people can be found, God will give the blessing to them. Those people finally become candidates for lordship over the ocean. They must be thinking with the Creator's mind. As such courageous people from around the world come together and unite in one common goal, one ideal, that vision must transcend all national and racial boundaries. Once such an international group is set up, it will be very difficult for any single nation to challenge it, for it will truly have a global perspective. So that's from God's Wall in the Ocean, which is a very good book, chapter 14. So, it kind of shows like a kind of an overall vision of true parents trying to train us on the ocean, so that we can create this, like, basically not like I don't want to use the term army, but like army of people, right, who are highly trained in this way, brave and curious and willing to go out into the world, right, that has the right vision and perspective, right, that can do the right things when they need to be done, right? So this is the vision, part of the Ocean Providence vision. And this is Mother Moon's, True Mother's words. She says, the ocean is brilliant and pure. Our youth are also brilliant and pure. When the two meet, our future will change. Just as I have done, our youth should roll up their sleeves and bravely take on the ocean. It is not only where one can cultivate a strong mind and body, but where we can create the future of humankind. The ocean is much larger than the land. Buried in its depths lie undiscovered treasures. Whoever pioneers the ocean will lead the world. So that's on Mother Peace. So thank you so much for listening. This is basically an introduction to New Jersey Ocean Tribe and what we do, and specifically our May tournament, Peace King Cup. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Oma, for that really good presentation and overview of what New Jersey Ocean Tribe does, as well as the Peace King Cup. I really like that you went over like how you actually like the process of planning that as well. I think that's really useful for any other ocean tribe in the world that might want to start organizing their own tournaments. Now we'll go into the Q&A session. So already someone has put in a couple questions, but for those of you guys on the live streams on YouTube or Facebook, you can also type into the chat, and we'll try to answer those. But first from Zoom, Yuri asks, do they bring their own equipment like bait? I'm assuming for the tournament, or is the bait given by New Jersey Ocean Tribe?
I see. For me, most of our guests, they don't bring their own equipment. Although if you have your own fishing gear, that's what we recommend, right? But we have the gear, and then we also buy the bait. So basically, people can just show up with appropriate attire, and that's all. That's all you need to do. So yeah. And then, we're planning to take out people during the summer. So if you are interested, always contact us on Facebook or something like that. And then welding and carpentry, things like that. Those classes always happen in the month of like February or March. That's when the boats are like on the land, right? And we are usually doing some other like training programs. So that's when it happens. So if you follow us on Facebook and stuff, we will always like announce the upcoming classes. So, and then registration links and things like that. So
Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? Is there any questions from the live streams,
nope.
perchance? Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm assuming there are no questions from the captains here since you guys are part
Core
of the
staff.
yeah. All right. Well, we can end the Q&A here. Could be short. But yeah, for anybody who ends up watching this as a recording in the future, if you guys have questions, feel free to comment on the video or reach out to us personally for more information. So, all right. Um, Going into announcements. So for anybody, hello again, Yuri. Thank you for coming back. So for announcements, again, this is a monthly call that we have. So if you or someone else that you know has a project or a program that's related to Ocean Providence or Ocean or anything like that, that you want to kind of share with everybody and present, please contact me, minobus@gmail.com. Um, and we can book you a spot to give the presentation. So it's a great way to connect, network, and kind of share all the efforts that we're doing together to toward achieving God's will. So and some more announcements. Yeah, the next Connect is tentatively going to be next month, July 3rd. Um, the week of July 3rd. And
No, July
next,
3rd
no,
week. July
it
3rd
is
week.
July. Wait, what?
3rd week of July.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I was like, wait. All right. Third week of July, guys, not July 3rd. Um, oh, okay. So, yeah, backtracking a little bit, Yuri says that they don't have specific ocean challenge, but they can teach robotics, which is cool. So, yeah. Maybe so this email here. So you can either reach out to my mom or Ocean Tribe through Facebook or do this email and kind of yeah, if you want to collaborate somehow with like the skills and stuff whenever we do those training programs, please reach out. That could be a cool thing to teach. All right. But yeah, next Connect is going to be the third week of July. And then next week we are going to have the Hundoka deep dive. So that'll be our next Ocean Providence online activity. And that's it with the announcements. So we can end here. Thank you all to those who joined and are watching. Uma, do you want to give an ending prayer for us?
Okay, yes, I can do a short prayer. Right. Dear Heavenly Parents, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever we are. Thank you that we could have this time together, centered upon you to talk about the ocean training and ocean providence aspect of your providence and the vision. We want to be ones who can uphold the vision and the spirit that we inherit from our parents, and also pass it on to the young people around us, so that the legacy of our parents on the ocean can be inherited through into the future. We always want to become people who you can be proud of, and every single day we want to even a small thing, we want to become a person who can progress and develop and grow each and every day. becoming closer to you, and also becoming a person who is a person who can make you happy. Thank you once again for this opportunity today that we can gather together and talk about Ocean Providence. We pray all these things in the name of Minoru Sato, attending Holy Mother Han. Aju.
Jude, thank you, Oma, for both the presentation and the prayer, and thank you for everybody who joined today. Have a good rest
Hey.
of the week. Oh, and happy Father's Day to all the dads.
Oh, thanks for
yeah.
reminding us.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's
Lovely.
Day.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys.